It has all the elements of a big story. Previously secret emails revealing a cozy, favor-seeking relationship between Hillary Clinton's State Department and the folks at the Clinton Foundation.
Later, Secretary Clinton, allegations of big donors to the Clinton Foundation paying for State Department access, and yes, newly released emails.
This was a pay-for-play operation. Basically, people solicited the Clinton Foundation. They gave money to the Clinton Foundation and got the State Department to weigh in on various disputes and matters.
But the reporting on this tangled web between the Democratic nominee, her top government aides, and allies at her husband's foundation has paled in comparison to the tsunami of Trump coverage. We're back with the panel. Kirsten, are these latest emails obtained by Judicial Watch a big story, and do they deserve more coverage?
Yeah, I do think they're a big story. They have been covered, but they could stand to have more coverage. And likely they did not get as much coverage as they should have because Donald Trump was making new news basically every 5 minutes.
I was going to say every hour, but I think you're right.
Yeah, and so he just, you know, he constantly is giving the media some new outrage and is sort of stepping on any bad news that's coming out for the Clinton campaign.
So if Trump had taken a few days off, then there might have been more scrutiny of Hillary Clinton.
I think so, yeah. I mean, yeah, I definitely think so. And I think I said it did get some coverage, but I think it would have gotten more coverage if they weren't so busy dedicating most of their time to Trump.
Now, Lisa, I think you kind of tipped your hand on this in the earlier segment, but do you believe the media are intentionally playing down these emails, or is it just that the story has been simply overshadowed by all of the controversies that swirl around Trump?
I think they're absolutely covering up for Hillary Clinton. You look at ABC,
covering up
CBS,
is a strong charge.
Well, and I stand by it. I think that you look at the coverage of ABC, CBS, and NBC, they gave 2 times more coverage to the Trump tower climber than they did these new revelations on Hillary Clinton's emails. Hillary Clinton is the only presidential candidate to have 2 FBI investigations, one on her email server, and now this new revelation that there is an investigation into public corruption charges with the Clinton Foundation. She has quite literally put our national security at risk, potentially risking lives as well with the information that's based on her server. But somehow this hyperbole and rhetoric gets more attention than actions that have put our nation at risk.
Would you agree that some news outlets, including the big newspapers and cable news networks, have covered the story in some substantial detail?
I think to an extent, but not enough. I mean, she's facing 2 FBI investigations, and she's the Democratic nominee. That is mind-boggling to me.
What jumped out at me, Heidi, is the way that there was a big donor, a foreign guy who wanted to get a meeting with someone at the State Department, and suddenly Hillary's top aides are at it. I mean, I think the meeting never ended up taking place. But was the news value here undercut at all by the fact that there was no incriminating email that was released, at least in this round, written by Hillary Clinton herself?
Right. Well, it's involving her aides, but they are her closest aides, right?
Abedin and Cheryl Mills.
So like Kristen says, there's definitely, this merits a lot of attention. But in these specific emails, not only was it not Hillary Clinton writing the emails, but this is not textbook pay-to-play in that you can't take it to its logical conclusion that there was some favor given on behalf of this donor. But the question is, what more is there to come out? And the media does need to be really vigilant about this because there's more emails that may come out as part from WikiLeaks or from the Russian hackers, and so we have to keep on this narrative just as strong as we are on, you know, the daily kind of like incendiary comments that Trump makes, because Lisa's right, it's serious if there is pay-to-play there, but we have not seen textbook pay-to-play in these emails.
But she's facing another investigation regarding the Clinton Foundation. I mean, Donald Trump's has not faced 2 FBI investigations. I mean, this is huge news.
I just conceded your point that we need to follow these investigations.
She's agreeing with you.
But it's still not getting enough attention.
Well, another story that has gotten a lot of chatter this week, and it's been covered more on Fox and on the other cable news networks, is about the father of the Orlando mass murderer showing up at a public event for Hillary Clinton, uninvited. The campaign says it didn't know about it, and this generated some coverage and chatter. I'm having trouble understanding why it's a story if he wasn't invited and the campaign didn't know about it, but maybe you can set me straight.
Well, I think we see it the same way. You know, and the idea that Donald Trump has come out and criticized Hillary for this when he has all these supporters who are white supremacists and he doesn't feel any need to disavow them, and yet somehow some guy showing up to a Hillary Clinton event, she needs to disavow him, which she actually ended up doing.
Well, first of all, you're not suggesting that many Trump supporters are white supremacists.
I would say white supremacist websites are frequently posting stuff in favor of Donald Trump. They have made anti-Semitic attacks against reporters who have even gotten off of Twitter because they've been so attacked. He's been asked about that, and he still has refused to criticize them. So the idea that he's going to come out and claim that there's some problem with some guy showing up to Hillary Clinton's event, which, by the way, she did disavow anyway.
She did disavow, just as Trump disavowed when David Duke endorsed him. Can campaigns be held responsible for any loon who wants to offer support?
But the problem here is that the David Duke endorsement got 6 times the media coverage of a terrorist father endorsing Hillary Clinton and attending her rally, because we all know that if he had attended a Donald Trump rally, that would be front page news the next day and would all but completely discredit his campaign. So that's the problem.
But I would have a problem with that, too. I mean, if it's not somebody that was invited by the campaign.
And then further to that logic, to lump Donald Trump in with these white supremacists, then by the same logic, you would have to say, well, then why isn't Hillary Clinton? Hillary Clinton should denounce, people among the Black Lives Matter movement who have said statements like pigs in a blanket, fry them like bacon. The reality is, there's just not an equal amount of scrutiny applied to.
There's no evidence that they're Hillary Clinton supporters.
No, because that's not. No, but
that's not the same thing.
I think it's the same logic.
What I'm talking about are people who are attacking people, making anti-Semitic attacks against reporters because, in one case, they're mad at the fact that the reporter wrote an anti-Melania piece, allegedly, and then he is asked about this, and he basically says, "I don't have anything to say to my fans."
I've got just a few seconds left for Heidi.
That's not the same thing.
I was actually in the motorcade when this went down, in Hillary Clinton's motorcade, and I can tell you proof positive that they were just as shocked as everyone else that he was there, because having covered 16 years of these campaigns, I know that the way these things work is that anybody who wants to wait in line for 3 hours and go through a metal detector can wind up standing behind the platform. Yes, sometimes they do put their supporters there as well, but that literally the campaign was shocked to learn this along with the rest.
I don't think it's
got to end it there. We're out of time. Heidi, Press Bella, Lisa Booth, Kirsten Powers. We'll continue this offline.